quite a few Democrats have come out in favour of Trump since this, and some well-known Democrats have actually now said they're going to be voting Trump and things like that. These tend to be celebrities rather than politicians, but I would imagine some Democratic politicians may be changing their opinion as a result of this horrific attack. One of the most influential people who've done this is Elon Musk, who I admire, I've always admired as well. I don't know what your opinion is on Elon, actually.
Anyone who could spend £50 billion to buy a social media network that makes no money just because he values free speech deserves everyone's respect.
And in fact, Elon Musk is responsible for you getting back on Twitter, isn't he?
I was banned, banned.
You wrote personally to Elon.
4 times and he ignored every single one.
Yes.
And then someone online said, Nick, you'd have to write to him. You just put a request in to have your case reviewed, and he's approving 99% of them. So I put...
So he actually would have seen your...
No, not him personally, his team.
He might have.
No. Well, he didn't read my letter. Not handwritten. Printed letters, stamp on, sent to head office in California.
What's the stamp? Oh, you mean the postage?
Yeah. Because I thought he's not going to be the email.
I thought you had a Nick Buckley stamp.
No, I was thinking that is more likely to get a hold of a letter ordered. Anyway, none of it worked.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I got back on Twitter about 1.5 years ago.
I would have thought he'd be one of our viewers, so I thought he'd know you quite intimately.
I've heard rumours that he's not.
So Elon Musk has directly following the assassination attempt, he within an hour or so said, "I'm fully endorsing Trump," and and I believe now he's giving something like $50 million a month now to the campaign or something ridiculous like that.
And don't forget, Elon Musk will have personal protection at the level of Secret Service. Yeah, he'll pay for it, but because not only can he afford it, he's at risk of being assassinated. Many people hate him. Yeah. And want him dead. So
he's one of the few really wealthy champions of free speech we've got out there now, isn't he? And I people always say he has another agenda. I don't think he has. I think he's just a guy who just thinks that way.
I think he thinks that way, but I think he bought Twitter to take revenge upon the woke, because I reckon he blames the woke for convincing his little boy that he's a little girl.
Oh, he's got a tranny child, hasn't he?
Yeah, who doesn't speak to
him
him
anymore. Are you allowed to say tranny, by the way?
Yeah. On this channel, yeah. So I think he did all that. I think that's what got him involved in that, is he's seen his child destroyed by it, and his child won't speak to him. And I think he had the money, went, right, I'm going to teach you guys a lesson. I'm going to buy Twitter. Yeah. And let's fight this out.
And he has. Yeah. He has made a big difference, hasn't he?
You don't mess with people's children.
Yeah.
And expect to get away with it.
Yeah. And somebody that powerful can make a difference.
Can make a huge difference. Why else would he buy Twitter for 50-60 billion pound that makes no money?
Yeah.
I will never make any money.
Yeah.
It's not like this is an investment.
Yeah.
It's not an investment.
No. He's one of, but how many people have the ability to do that? Yeah. He did. So those are the positive reactions. We've seen a lot of very positive reactions from Democratic politicians. There have been negative reactions, and I'd like to speak of two examples first. Firstly, a reaction that occurred whilst this happened, and I've got to be very careful what I say now, but I was out with people, and it was late, it was in a private house, and there were about 10 or 11 people in the room, and the news came through on my phone from my daughter, who was meant to be picking us up later that evening. And I thought she was just texting saying, hurry up, I'm falling asleep. But it was actually, have you heard the news? And I was like, what news? Trump's been shot. So I said, I couldn't help it. I said, bloody hell, Trump's been shot.
And someone said...
Not just someone. All around the room, the reactions were fake news, it's publicity stunt. I'm not sure somebody said it's a shame they missed, but the terminology was along. Now, up to that point in the evening, the conversation hadn't been really about politics. One of the people I knew in the room who invited me, I knew her views were very similar to mine, but she wasn't there at the time. Whether she wasn't there because she'd heard about the and didn't want to be in the room when people found out, I don't know. But it was I was actually quite shocked, because I thought any right thing, and these were middle class people, by the way.
Can I just get a clarifying point?
Yes, but I've got to be careful because I don't want to.
No, I don't. I'm not, so the question I would need to ask then is this reaction because you said it's on social media, Trump's been shot? Because at that point there, I wouldn't have believed it.
Yeah.
I'd have said, no, it's more likely to be a stunt or something happened and they're claiming it was an assassin, but it wasn't. It's like, I probably would have gone down that line until you see the video.
Yeah.
And then you go, someone just tried to blow Trump's head right off his shoulders.
Yeah.
So when did they see the video on their phones? And then
they'd have seen it after that. I was the first to do it. However, I would say, I think I said, no, it's right, it has happened. And then the reaction was more one of, I need to be careful what I say here, but it was more one of glee. Glee is the word maybe we're looking for, rather than bloody hell, that's... I mean, because I would have thought, regardless of who it is, within America or whatever, a political person, leader, an assassination attempt is a thing that you should say, is he okay? Everything okay? But people seem to have gone too far now in the way they react. And I saw it there, and I was actually quite... And I looked at my wife's face, I won't mention her name, and I could see her looking at me saying, I want to get out of here. Because I think if we'd stayed in the room, it would have just kicked off big style. I mean, the tone was set earlier in the evening, I found out later, but when she was chatting to the guy next to her, and he proudly boasted being vaccinated 8 times. So I think you get a glimpse.
The first 7 didn't work.
Yes, he said, I think I'm going to start now because I'm not feeling too good.
So I'm not surprised all those bloody vaccines.
So I was quite shocked at the reaction, but then I've since then seen far more extreme reactions on social media, and I think you know I'm not on Twitter, but I do see stuff on YouTube, and people saying things like, in the cars screaming out, I can't believe they missed, and all these really horrific statements. And I would have thought in this situation, surely people, including the people I was with on Saturday night, would have the decorum, even though they may think these things, not to actually speak like this and talk like this.
This is what happens after 8 years of demonising an individual as he's just like Hitler. Who wouldn't want to assassinate Hitler? And the left have gone on and on and on about he's like Hitler is a fascist, he's going to be a threat to democracy. And if all that was true, why wouldn't you want him killed? So it's that dangerous rhetoric all the time. Now, people in this country, the people you're at this dinner party with, I mean, it's even more shocking because this is a foreign country. It's not your leader who is being elected or being assassinated. This is a democratic country, probably our biggest partner, the country that has saved Europe now twice in 2 world wars, protects the world to the best of its ability. It doesn't always do a great job, but it spends its tax money patrolling the world and keeping law and order the best it can in the world. And we've got people in this country thinking that's okay to assassinate Donald Trump. Absolutely horrendous. I can't imagine me wanting anybody in any country, political leader, wanting them to be assassinated. The only time I could see myself wanting that would be if the UK was at war with a country.
Yeah.
Then, in the 80s, if somebody wanted to assassinate General Galtieri's, I'd have clapped for that because we're at war with them. If someone told me that Justin Trudeau had just been shot in the head by a right wing, I'd have said, "Oh no."
Yeah,
and
unacceptable. I can't stand Trudeau either. But he doesn't deserve to die.
No, what he deserves is to lose the next election.
Correct. Yeah,
that's what he deserves.
Yeah.
Trump may deserve not to win the election if he's that unpopular and people hate him. That's how you get rid of your enemies in a democracy. Is you don't vote for them. You make sure other people don't vote for them. You don't assassinate them because where's the line then? So we'll assassinate because I don't want him to be my president. What about the mayor of the city? I don't want him to be my mayor of the city. What about my neighbour? I don't want you to be my neighbour. Where do you draw the line on this slippery slope of assassinating people you don't want and don't like? And it will destroy our societies if we go down that path.
Are there any exceptions allowed in our political people in terms of... Okay, I'll just check.
Do not say...
I'm not saying... you said that. I didn't say that. I wouldn't say...
No, it's...
No, of course I'm...
I know you're joking. But no, there's no room for it if we want to live in a civilised society. That's why we have elections, because before we had elections, we would assassinate our leaders because we're only way to get rid of them. We have elections now, so we don't have to do that.
Yeah. I was shocked because I think based on the... And I don't think any of the people that I was with were saying, oh, he should have... I'm not sure. I don't think anybody said that. But there was the level of glee in the room. And interestingly enough, up to that point of the evening, the conversation had been very pleasant, and I had a very enjoyable evening.
Had avoided politics.
Yeah, everybody had avoided politics, whether that was deliberate or
until
not.
That one idiot brought up the assassination.
Until the one idiot shouted out, "Bloody hell, Trump's been shot." So it was a lovely evening, apart from that very end bit. But I was quite shocked, and I've been more shocked by seeing some of these reactions on social media.
Yeah.
That now this is acceptable to talk this way.
Yeah.
Because actually,
some of those ones have been taken down.
Have they?
As in,
good.
The people who posted them took them down because
the reactions were so bad.
Reactions were so bad, and Secret Service are not happy with stuff like this. You can be arrested in America. It's a criminal offence to threaten to kill the president.
Yeah.
It's a criminal offence.
Well, it should be a criminal offence to threaten to kill anybody on air like that, I think.
Well, I'm sure it's a criminal offence because because you are threatening to kill someone, but it goes nowhere.
Yeah.
Unless it's about the president. Every threat against the president is investigated by the Secret Service. Every single one.
Yeah.
It's not. They don't go. Yeah. No. It all gets investigated.
Well, I don't.
And Trump is also a former president. There'll be extra protections for former presidents as well. So maybe there's some legislation around that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy that video? I think you did. Come on now, hit that bell, subscribe, comment. Let's build this channel. I need more followers. I need more subscribers. Be part of the journey. See you soon.